Welcome to the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast. From the bus leagues to the big leagues, the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast has got you covered. Here's Jeff and John. Hey everybody, welcome to the Rangers Today Baseball Podcast. This is episode number 120. And today, Texas Ranger minor league infielder Cody Freeman is going to join us, part of the Frisco Rough Riders. He's caught, now he's playing infield. But before we do anything, we are going to go talk about the big league club. Before we get Cody on here, they're doing well, but I'm, in the midst of trying to get ready. I got to buy a new car.
Yeah, that's what
you just
saying.
did this.
Well, mine was because a woman in Houston decided to not stop at a stoplight and totaled my car. We got a new one, but it's a big pain in the ass. And
yeah,
she didn't have insurance, which she didn't have a driver's license. Her car wasn't registered.
Fun.
She's a big problem. I mean, I can't endorse enough to people out there.
Just get your car insured.
Get your car insured, but you might want to get that uninsured motorist protection if it's not standard, because that saved us a big hassle. But new cars, and it's not easy.
I'm not buying a new one.
Well, I know it, but I'm just saying. I mean, ours was used too. The used cars have a lot of stuff on them, but
sure.
they also have miles that aren't yours that you don't know about. But
I've talked about it a lot on here. I've got a son that's his freshman year of college.
Yeah,
he's coming home for the summer Wednesday, guys, and he calls me and he goes, "Dad, I'm packing up, throwing stuff in he goes, my car's acting crazy." He goes, "It's just jumping, it's doing that." I'm like, "Oh boy!" So I said, "We found a shop there. We get it pulled in."
Yeah.
And so, I'm trying to get him home. He ends up coming home with a friend that was coming back to Dallas. So he got home. I said, "We'll figure it out. If we can get it fixed, we'll just have to make a road trip next week. Go back up, get your car." And luckily for him, they're going to an apartment, so they got a storage unit. So they were already putting a bunch of stuff in storage. So he just put the stuff thought he was going to bring home in storage because he had to jump in with a friend. And we got the call this morning, and that car is going to cost more than it's worth to fix.
Jeez.
So we've had it since it only had 7,000 miles on it, and we put it up to 200. But
holy crap!
So we drive them. We drive them till the wheels fall off. But now I got to find a car for my teenage 19-year-old that's up in college. So I'm not looking for brand new ones, and that's not going to happen. But hey, guys, listen. Enough of that. The big league team is actually playing pretty well. But if y'all look down below what's scrolling right there, if you're not on there, you're listening to it. Subscribe to RangersToday.com. Listen, there's only 3 full-time beat writers that cover the Texas Rangers right now. Jeff Wilson is one of them. It's $35 for 6 months, $5.99 a month, $60 for the year. And I bet you could probably hit him up for a little deal.
Well, a little public service announcement. I know most of our listeners are on the male side. So it's Mother's Day this weekend. Sunday is Mother's Day. All right. So if you've forgotten that, get out to the store and get your wife something nice. If you want to get your mama something, do that too. But
is this the big story?
If you want, we don't have a big story. But if you want, $48. If you email me at jeff@rangerstoday.com, we'll get you a subscription for $48. It's 20% off. Jeff@rangerstoday.com. Hey, if your lady's a baseball fan, makes a nice gift for her too, and you don't even have to go to the store. So anyway, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's been doing great.
It's growing. Rangers Day is growing, but we want more. We want more. So the more the merrier. So do that. Take advantage of this Mother's Day weekend special sale.
Yeah, big thanks to Odyssey and the Frisco Rough Riders and the Round Rock Express who have teamed up with us. Guys, if you know anybody looking to team up, have any kind of wanting some cheap advertising, part of the Rangers, where Rangers players, personnel, front office are on here, hit us up, DM us. We'll try to work out some deals with them because we're not opposed to selling some more advertising.
No.
Not at all. Okay, big league team. Guys, the injuries, Jeff, geez.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I saw today that $96 million worth of payroll is on the IL.
Well, that includes guys you already knew were hurt.
Sure, I know.
But anyway, it's weird. I don't, so you kind of say, well, why are all these guys getting hurt? One, baseball's hard, you know, and pitching, it's a power movement.
Longer year too.
Puts a lot of stress on all your body parts. So right now the Rangers are dealing with a groin injury with Nathan Eovaldi, broken rib for Cody Bradford, Dane Dunning and Josh Spores with rotator cuff strains. And the good news is that Eovaldi and Dunning aren't expected to be out long. Bradford should be back soon. Before they went on the road trip, he said he's doing everything that doesn't hurt, which he said is everything. So that seems like a good sign. I'm sure the bone still has to do some healing, but it sounds like those three are going to be back pretty soon. You have Max
Dunning too, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was this precautionary? Well, apparently they were talking about just moving them back a couple days. But I think Josh Spores is a reason why you want to be cautious, because he had a rotator cuff strain in April that put him on the injured list, and like, oh, it's not a big deal. And he came back shortly after the 15 days, and now he's back on with the same thing. So, you know, I think the Rangers are thinking, let's nip all of these things in the bud now. Sure, it's still early. You know, keep in mind it's May. The Rangers are approaching 40 games played.
Sure.
They still have a long way to go and a long time to get there. So, you know, you take your time with these guys. You don't, you know, groin injuries, they linger. You know, get it as good as you can get it. I know that the Rangers have a lot. You know, we're talking about their pitching injuries, and you know, Max Scherzer's been delayed as he deals with this thumb, wrist, forearm thing.
But when he immediately feels it in the forearm after the thumb, you don't screw around with that.
Yeah. He needs to not be throwing, and he's not.
Yeah.
Now when it feels better, he'll throw. He'll probably have to throw a bullpen. And then he's probably going to need 2 more rehab starts would be my guess.
The forearm stuff is not a concern as much as that's just part of the thumb. It's
the thing that he said is that last year his second half post trade deadline woes started with the thumb thing being sore, and it went into the forearm, and then it went into the shoulder, which is what cost him the end of the regular season and then the first 2 rounds of the postseason. So he, be smart with this. He's already ahead of schedule on his comeback from the back surgery. That and then maybe they think that the increased workload is what lit this thing up a little bit. Well, calm it down, and come back when he's fully ready. It's tough right now. If you're the Rangers, I'm sure Mike Maddox is pulling what's left of his hair, pulling it out, and hey, it's one of those things though. Every team is dealing with this. Houston Astros, who are dreadful right now, they're dealing with injuries.
Right.
The Yankees, they're without Garrett Cole. There are. This is not just an isolated incident. No. Baseball's not going to stop and wait for the Rangers to get healthy. Nobody feels sorry for them. So they just got to figure out a way to get through it. And now it's looking like Jose Urena, who pitched pretty well in that spot start Tuesday.
Yeah.
And he's got a big pedigree as a starting pitcher. I know it's up and down and rocky, but he's got a no-hitter in there somewhere, and he's throwing really well, I think. And it's like he figured something out again last season with as he bounced around between the White Sox and I guess the Rockies first, then the White Sox. Spent some time in the minors. He talked about it in spring training. He had to figure some things out, and he did. And he was kept around. He was a non-roster guy for spring training, so he was kept around for starting depth, and it's looking like it's finally paid off. Yeah. It's finally trickled down to Jose Urena, and good for him, And it looks like maybe Jack Leiter, who started Wednesday in the doubleheader, he could get a start next week.
They immediately put him back down for the roster.
Well, when you're the 27th guy, you got to go right back
down.
But
he can come back early.
Yeah, the option rules don't apply.
So
he's able to come back next week if needed, and it looks like he's going to be needed. I know a lot of people are repulsed at the idea of Owen White making a start, but he's on the major league roster.
Right.
Look, there aren't a lot of candidates, and the one who they could try, I think, his name is Sean Anderson.
Okay.
He was not in the organization to start the year. He has big league time, including with his rookie year was 2019 with the Giants. So Bruce Bochy knows him. he's pitching his tail off in Round Rock. His last start was 7 innings, 1 run, 10 strikeouts, no walks. Look, if you want to ride the hot hand, it require you wiggling the maneuver in the roster. Maybe at this point, with what Max Scherzer's going through, you can transfer him to the 60-day IL. It would be from the point he initially went on the injured list, right. So it wouldn't be 60 days from now. It would just kind of create a roster spot. It would ensure that they don't rush him. So I don't know what they're going to do, and I'm sure yesterday was the off day. I'm sure that when they got done playing golf, they had a good conversation about it. But
okay,
you just got to battle through these things, yep. And that's kind of what the Rangers are doing. They're what, 5 games over 500.
They are 5 games over, and they made a move
in first place,
and they made a move. And I look, I hate losing Tui.
Anthony
Tui, yeah. I can't say his name. I hate losing him. That guy has put up numbers from the fall ball, and then he came in. What he's done with Frisco has been amazing. But I'm kind of glad to see Robbie Grossman back. I liked Grossman. I enjoyed him last year. They need a right-handed bat because they have, as good as the offense has been, and the offense is like top in all baseball in average right now at like 315 or something like that. I saw something this morning. I have to go look it back up, but they're producing. They just have their days, but boy, they do have woes against left-hand pitching.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of those things that give Chris Young some credit. Last year, the Rangers needed a reliever in early before the trade deadline.
Right,
they went and got Aroldis Chapman.
Right.
It cost him Cole Reagans, but what did Chapman do? He drove a lot of people crazy, but he was also a reason why the Rangers won the World Series.
Absolutely.
So you make that trade every day. All right. If it's going to win you the World Series, shoot. Nobody has any regrets, no matter what Cole Reagans is doing. So anyway, he acted fast last year. Chris Young did. He's acting fast this year by getting Robbie Grossman, a guy they know, a guy they got for a double-A reliever who, granted, looks promising, but you never know with these guys. Right. Maybe he turns into a great pitcher, and he seems like a nice guy in the time I talked to him. So hopefully he does.
Hawaiian kid.
But yeah, the Rangers acted to address a weakness. They saw an opportunity,
and they needed it,
and they did. And Robbie Grossman, you might want, Robbie Grossman, couldn't they have gotten a better hitter? Robbie Grossman had a 953 OPS against left-handers last year. All right, there aren't a lot of hitters that have a 953 OPS who are available. Yeah, yeah, sure, great right-hand hitter. Go get Ronald Acuna. Sure, I'm sure the Braves would be very willing to trade him for a double-A reliever. Give me a break, guys.
Yeah.
And right now there are a lot of teams that aren't ready to deal. I mean, I thought that a guy like JD Martinez might be the answer. Well, I don't think the Mets are quite ready to give up on the season. So the Rangers went and got him Robbie Grossman. He knows the team. He knows the hitting coaches. He's part of a great, the chemistry that Chris Young always preaches. Robbie was a part of that last year. I mean, keep in mind, when the playoffs started, he was the Rangers' number 3 hitter. He ended up getting replaced by Mitch Garver, but nevertheless, the Rangers had a lot of confidence in this guy.
Yep.
Or
hits from both sides of the plate.
Number 3 hitter against left-handers.
Right.
So,
look, he's another weapon on the end of that bench, and he will play against left-handers. Right now, think of if you're really showing not great confidence in Carter right now necessarily against good left-handers, although he got another hit the other day in doing that, Carter sits against an incredible Tariq Skubal or something that comes in there, and you want a right-handed lineup. You've got left fielder out there. It's going to be Wyatt Langford when he gets back. You got Wyatt Langford in left. You got Robbie doing DH. You're not worried about him playing the outfield necessarily. He's going to a good right-handed bat against left-handers. That's what he's here for.
Right. I mean, look, the fact of the matter is that Evan Carter, for whatever reason, hasn't hit lefties yet.
Right.
Leody Taveras struggles against lefties, but if you kind of look at his numbers here, they're not terrible this year. Traditionally, they're not very good. He hit a home run in game 1 of the double header against a left-hander. He didn't miss it. You look at your bench. Travis Jankowski, he's a platoon guy. You're not going to give him at bats against lefties. So basically, this is fixing a problem. Now the Rangers are going to have 6 outfielders once everything is once Wyatt Langford is back. And Chris Young said it'll be performance based. You know, if you're not hitting against lefties, you're not playing. So. And
it's what it should be on a team that's competing.
Yeah, and of note though, Langford's going to be on the injured list. Probably going to miss about a month with the hamstring issue. Josh Young, as we all know, is out. He'll be out into next month. So you're talking about 2 right-handed hitters, and Josh Young just murders lefties.
Yeah.
So that's part of the reason for the trade too. Excuse me.
Yeah. Bless you. All right.
Yeah, the Wilsons have a little cold virus running through the house,
or allergies or something.
Yeah, it's just the Wilson males right now, which is good. You know, we want to keep Mama and Molly healthy. But anyway, so that's why they did the trade, and it's addressing the need now, and we'll see how it plays out. You know, it might be a dud. You never know, but
they got to go into Colorado and take 2.
Yeah, well. Yeah, Colorado's awful.
Mm-hmm. They're bad. They're bad, and you got to go take 2.
Well, you'd hope. You know, the Rangers have won 4 straight series,
5-2 on the road trip.
Yeah, and so that's they're playing pretty good. You know, and they're winning games in a variety of ways. The game last Sunday and then Monday in Oakland when they trailed 2-0 entering the 8th inning of both of those games and ended up winning them both.
Yep.
You know, you got to win ball games like that. That's one thing the Rangers didn't do real well last year was win games late. You know, they went
they were bad coming back.
It was like 2-65 or something like that, and one of them was at the Mets, and then the other one was game 1 of the World Series. But you got to win games like that. You know, the Rangers gave away a lot of those last year, didn't win many of them. Wins like that help, and then you know the Rangers have scored double digits in I think 3 of their last 5 games. So that's or 3 of 6 maybe. That's positive too, and you're seeing a lot of production. Marcus Simeon's hot right now.
Oh man.
Corey Seager hit the home run. It seems like he's starting to get a little bit more. He had a better series at Oakland. Tavares has been good on the road trip. So Nate Lowe's been excellent too.
Oh my gosh. He's playing like the Silver Slugger the other.
Jonah Heim's been good. So there are elements of the lineup that would indicate that maybe they're starting to heat up. And look, if this team plays great defense,
and Josh Smith's been
Josh Smith's been very, very good, of course. So this team, if it can get through this set of this pitching situation with these injuries, maybe now's when the offense is going to pick it up and carry the slack for them, whereas the pitching staff before these injuries was doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
but it's baseball. When all 3 are clicking, the Rangers are hard to beat. And again,
and they just are. Yeah.
And right now, everybody they're in survival mode. We've heard this since spring training.
I've said it
over
and over.
Surviving really, really well.
Yes.
You know, they're 5 games above 500. They've won 5 of their last 6 or 4 of their last 5.
They're 7-3 in their last 10.
Yeah, they're playing pretty well. You know, it's too early to look at the standings, but for those who like to do it,
I do every day.
They're in first place. The Mariners hit a rough patch against the Twins.
Who are good.
The A's are the A's are the A's. They're going to win some games, but they're not going to score enough. You know, they have a great closer, that Mason Miller. I don't know what it would take to get him, but holy moly, that would be pretty special if the Rangers get him, and they'd have to probably trade half their farm system for him. But he looks like he's going to be a really good closer for a long, long time.
But right now, the Rangers don't need the closer right now. I mean, they've got 3 guys back there. I'll tell you what, Robertson and Yates have been amazing.
Every team in baseball needs Mason Miller.
It's true. So yeah, I'm not going with Clase, anything like that. But it for what it would take to get Miller, and he would be so affordable too. Unlike what the Astros are going through right now.
The Astros, Josh Hader got a save last night, but
yay!
What was that, like his 3rd or 4th? I mean, they're 13-24. They're in last place. It's I'm never going to count out the Astros, but they do have some problems. The best thing going for them right now is that the Rangers or the Mariners haven't pulled away.
Let me pat myself on the back. When we were kind of doing prediction stuff, I kind of said I thought Astros would make the playoffs, but I did not think. I thought they'd be the second wild card team out of the West. I thought that it would be Seattle and Texas battling to the end, and I thought the Astros would step back. And you know what? I pat myself every once in a while. Very rarely, I'm kind of on target. I just thought they're getting a little old. The everything's got to click and go. And Verlander was hurt coming out of spring training. And he was supposed to be the ace of the staff, and Framber was horrible against the Rangers.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I think there's a chance they can just scuttle a little bit. And I think Seattle I thought was going to be really good. I think Seattle with their pitching, and then if they ever get their lineup going, great. I mean, their pitching's really good. And I thought it'd be these two teams, and they would just battle for the West. And I tell you what, right now the Astros are a team too that could go out and win 27 of 33 games or something and get right back in this thing.
Yeah.
Because they do have the bats to do it.
Well, they're not dissimilar from the Rangers in that their rotation's kind of beat up. And
yep.
So
their bullpen's
bullpen, it seems like it, and there's a segment of baseball observers who don't really believe in chemistry. And chemistry is a thing, man. And
it's huge.
And do the Astros miss Dusty Baker?
Yep.
And do they miss Martin Maldonado? I mean, I know Maldonado hit under 200, but he was a thorn in other teams' side.
Yes, he drove other teams crazy,
including the Rangers.
He was
obviously,
mouthy. Yeah,
and maybe that's some of it. I don't know, but injuries are a part of it for them too. Their rotation is beat up as well. They
are. It's bad luck, but I mean, you want the Astros to be in the predicament they are 100% healthy, and then it just makes it more fun. But injuries kill you. The Rangers are you got to take what the Rangers have done right now, where they're sitting, and you got to say there is luck involved too. They have been playing well in spite of the injuries. Yeah. They really look like a team that's going to be set up going into the second half to really come off strong if these guys come on.
Yeah.
And we've said all along, it's survival now. Stay in the race, stay within striking distance, get these players back. And they've exceeded that for now. Knock on the wood here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they're never out of a game, and they're playing good. And the Astros, every once in a while the luck runs out. And it's injuries and just things aren't falling.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they've been to 7 straight ALCS.
Yeah. I think that streak's over.
ALCS is 7 straight appearances in the American League Championship Series, and that's hard. That's a lot of extra baseball.
That's a dynasty. I don't care what anyone says.
Sure. They're very, very good, and have been, and they're at the point now where their farm systems dried up.
Sure.
They're not going to be able to acquire elite help, I would think, and have the Alex Bregman contract situation. I don't know if that's having an impact on it. I mean, he's been hurt too, and it's just there's a lot of things that are snowballing on them. And maybe honestly, maybe it comes down to depth. Their farm system.
Yep.
We just said doesn't have a ton of depth in it. The Rangers have some depth. They've gotten production from guys when they've needed somebody to
Josh Smith who stepped up this year.
Yeah, Josh Smith has helped. Just
Jankowski's been situational, has done some good stuff too. Yeah, but you're talking about in the minor league too.
Even you can talk about Jack Leiter hasn't done very well, but the Rangers are 2-0 when he starts, and that's kind of reaching for positive there. But he was better, I thought, last time out Wednesday.
4 innings,
more efficient. With that that means you're not walking guys.
Yeah,
it means you're putting the ball over the plate. He gave up a lot of hard contact, so it wasn't his best command, but I thought it was progress. And maybe if he gets this start here next week, filling in for Dunning or
whoever,
Evaldi, whoever it shakes out to be. Maybe he even takes another step forward. So people who are kind of crapping on him, keep things in mind. second major league start on the road. Moundy never pitched on. And Jonah Heim brought this up after the game. It was the fourth game of a series. And by the fourth game of any series, hitters know exactly what you're going to do to them or attempt to do.
Right.
And so you got to be really, really, really good. And he just wasn't good enough. But again, he left with a lead. Rangers won the game. Kirby Yates and David Robertson have been fantastic. Yates finally gave up a run in that game. But if the Rangers can get the game to those two guys, it looks good. But it's going to be hairy here for another couple weeks. But it's been hairy all season.
It has. And, they were going to that stretch where they would win one, lose one, win one, lose one. They were hanging right around 500, one game over. They never went below. But they would go one game up, one game down. They just kind of did that. They hit a little stretch here. And you know what? Kudos. They did it against teams they should have done it against. They went on the road against Oakland, who they should take the series from. They're going to do it, hopefully, in Colorado. They went to Kansas City, where Kansas City is a better team. Probably the best team on this road trip, in my opinion.
Definitely.
And they went there and took the series there. They're doing it against the teams they're supposed to do it against, and good teams do that. They go beat the teams they're supposed to take games from, and they go do that, and you just try to stay even the rest of the way against good teams. Try to take a couple from good teams when you're playing them, because that schedule's coming when it's going to get tough, and all these teams that are above 500 are about to hit, and you got to be ready for those too. But they got help coming.
This upcoming homestand, it's the
Guardians,
good little ball club, and the Angels, who are struggling, but it'll be fun to see our man Ron Washington. Looking forward to that. But then you go to the next road trip is really tough at Philadelphia, at Minnesota. So and then the Diamondbacks come home for the Diamondbacks for 2 games. So this schedule's going to show its teeth a little bit.
Diamondbacks, did we play something there? Something happened with them. Anyway, guys, listen, we need to get going with Cody and get him in here. This has been great so far with the Rangers. Hey, don't forget to sign up for that down there. Hey, T.R. Sullivan is throwing out the Boys of Summer. Is that what he's called?
Well, that was the book. This is the Boys of Arlington.
Boys of Arlington.
And, he's done 3 of them so far.
The Huff one was really good. I enjoyed that.
The most recent one was Charlie Huff.
$20,000 expenditure.
Pretty funny. Pete Incaviglia the week before that, and Elvis Andrus was the first one. And that comes if you have the full access that we talked about earlier. Jeff, email me, Jeff@rangerstoday.com. We'll get you signed up for $48 for the year.
There's more than that. Go back to all of his stuff.
Volumes of stuff he's been writing for us. This is his 3rd year now. So if you want to know a little bit about Rangers history, that alone would cover. Would make your membership worth it.
Well, you're coming up close to 20 years. What are you, 17, 18 years of covering the Rangers?
It's my 17th year.
17 years. You're coming up on 20. TR did it for 32.
Right.
32 years. The stories he has from when they sucked ass. I mean, when they really sucked. And there are some funny stories. Going back to when the Rangers first came here, we're going to try to do some stuff with TR maybe once a month or ever, have him come on and tell some of those stories, because we love stories and you guys love listening to them. But I'm telling you, it is worth that to have 17 years of big league experience right here to go along with 32 years covering the team. $5.99 a month is a steal.
Well, yeah, and that's just for the monthly, and $4 a month if you take advantage of this little Mother's Day sale.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's pretty good stuff. So
let's get Cody in here, because I've got to go buy a car.
All right,
guys. Cody Freeman coming up right after this. The guest segment's brought to you by the Round Rock Express, AAA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. Jeff, what's going on in Round Rock?
I tell you what, Round Rock is in the middle of a 2-week homestand, and if you're listening to this on Friday the 10th, which is today, Friday the 10th, all things pink night at the ballpark. It says taking this pink party to a next level. That might be a Barbie thing. I'm not sure. Saturday, Star Wars nights. Last Saturday, May the 4th be with you. They missed out on that. So they're going to get in their Star Wars stuff. Post-game drone show. Sunday, Kids Day, always great. Always great. Next week, the Reno Aces, who are a good little club. They're the Diamondbacks affiliate, and the Diamondbacks have some good talent. Tuesday, $2. Tuesday, Wednesday, $1 hot dogs. Thursday on Thursday the 16th. And then a fun weekend as the Round Rock team becomes the Chupacabras de Round Rock once again. So head out to Frisco or to Round Rock. Always a good time. For more information, milb.com/round-rock.
right, guys, and joining us right now is Frisco Rough Rider infielder and sometimes catcher, Cody Freeman. Cody, what's going on, buddy?
How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, glad to have you back. The last time you were on, you were in the Arizona Fall League, and right at the end of our segment, I got a text message that the Rangers had hired Bruce Bochy. So maybe you're a lucky charm or something. I don't know, but
I don't think anything get better than Bruce, so I don't think you'll be getting any text similar to that.
but yeah. Hope not. So what's going on in Frisco? Looks like you guys are rolling right now, 19-11. Seems like you're playing some good ball.
Yeah, no, things are going smooth. We've gotten Corpus Christi's number really good this year. Played them a couple of times. I think we're like 10-2 against them. This is a good squad. We're starting to get super close, and day by day, and as time goes on, it's just getting close to that like family environment, that team environment, and led by Carlos Cardoza, who loves that kind of stuff, and it's just a manager you love playing for. So the guys all get behind him, and we love playing for a guy like that.
Yeah. What's your experience with Carlos? Because it seems like did you play for him in Down East?
I played for him in rookie ball my first year, Down East, Hickory my first year, and then last year I had Chad Comer, and then this year I had Carlos again. So it's kind of like a reuniting with my pro manager.
How easy does it make it for you though when you know the manager and know what he likes and doesn't like?
It makes it easy. Just seeing him grow each and every year as a manager, and him seeing me grow each and every year as a player. It's like we're all in this together, and he's just as competitive as us. So it's like we love playing for a coach like that wants to win just as bad as us.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because when he talks with us, and whether it's in front of the microphone or just BS, and he's he thinks about his answers and is very thoughtful, and you don't necessarily see the fiery side, but it's there, huh?
Yeah, it's there. Don't worry. Yeah, it's there.
Hey, so you're playing third base, which is not unfamiliar to you, but you haven't caught yet. What's going on with you and catcher?
I'm still doing my catching work. Catching bullpens, and it's just when there's a need, I'll be back there. But right now, I don't think there's a need. I'm just I'm a utility guy, so whenever and wherever they need me, I'll play. But right now, it's been third base this season, and like right before spring training ended, I was told to get an outfield glove. So outfield's an option too. And but yeah, no catching. I've still been working at it. It's not like it's it's one of those things that you're giving up. Like I'm giving up on, or they're giving up on. It's just when there's a need, I'll be back there.
So okay, so your brother's playing some outfield, right?
Yeah, he is. He's actually been playing nothing but center field, I think, this season, and he's actually coming to Arlington on Monday, my off day, which would be pretty sick to go watch him on the off day when he's playing in Arlington. But sadly, we got to drive to Amarillo. Got an 11 a.m. kids game on Tuesday, so I won't be able to see him.
Now look, I've made the Dallas Fort Worth to Amarillo drive a bunch of times in my life. It can be done in about 4.5 if you're lucky and miss the police. So I mean, I don't know if you can get an exemption here from the bus ride, but you should give it. Yeah, is he getting to town? Will they fly in Sunday night? Will you get a chance to see him at all?
He'll fly in Sunday night because they're in Chicago, and they have like a 1:00 game, and probably won't get here till like 9-ish, 10-ish. But it's not. I feel like it's too late for dinner. But we'll play it by ear and see where we go.
He's your brother. You've seen him his whole life, so
yeah, exactly.
How does catching how has it helped you? Like I always think the catchers are the smartest guys on the field. How has it helped you learn about the game?
Honestly, it's helped me learn a lot. Like I mean, you're spot on with it. Catchers are very, very smart, and I'm learning hitter swings. I'm learning when to call pitches and certain counts, and it helps me opposite wise too in the box, like picking a pitcher's brain more than I would when I play infield in like high school and lower levels. And it's like, okay, like I understand, like I have a catcher's mindset. Sometimes I know what this catcher's going to do, play that game. But sometimes it could be a tough game to play, but like it's helped me learn the game a lot more, and I appreciate being back behind the plate and having guys like Cooper Johnson, Scott Capers, and Liam Hicks. Like that is a great catching crew, and learning from them every single day too, and going to catcher meetings still and learning and picking their brain. And we have a great catching crew here, and it's awesome. And yeah, it's even on third base. Like I try to pick our catchers' brains and see what they're doing, and it's like 1-1, we're clicking together, and it's pretty cool.
Nice. Now the Rangers, as you can attest, place a huge emphasis on with catchers on their defense, and sometimes their offense can lag behind.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, you're one of Frisco's biggest producers. I think you lead the team in home runs. Are you finding that with just playing third, you're able to get a little more work in on your offense, or is this just a natural evolution?
Nothing's ever natural, but yeah, it's just I feel like yes, there's some, there's maybe like late in the game I'm not getting that bat away because I'm like tired, taking the gear off, running, caught a hard game. But yeah, there is obviously some side favor to like playing infield. Like you'll get that late at bat and you're not tired and you're not like and you're going to give your 100%. Like not saying I wouldn't give 100% like catching
right.
last at bat, but like will I have my full stamina? Will I have my full energy? Will I have my full ace swing on? I don't know. But at third base, it's like every at bat's kind of like the first at bat. I'm ready, energized as much as I am as my last one and my first one. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't want to gloss over what you've done the last couple of years. It's not like you're some you haven't been an automatic out. I mean, you've got 25 home runs the last 2 seasons combined. So just it's kind of to watch catchers evolve offensively. It's one of those underlying things. Just and it's interesting to see. And so not sliding you in the least for what you've done in the past, but you're sticking out. And when a team's winning and you're hitting home runs and doing stuff, it's pretty cool. Hey, we got some video of your 2-homer game. Yeah, the Oat Milkers jersey's nice.
I love that. I love that look of not really pimping it, but he kind of, you have to admire for a second. You got to admire.
Well, the second one was a poke. I mean, you got to hit it pretty good to get it out there by the scoreboard. So
yeah, I want to wear those Oat Milker jerseys every day the rest of the season. So
that's right. You're 5 for 5 wearing those. Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing at some point maybe you'd had a 5 for 5 game. I don't know, but throw in 2 homers.
Yeah, no chance. I think that was the best game I've ever had in my
life. That's pretty good. It's pretty good stuff. So news this week impacting the big league club in Frisco, and baseball is a business, and one day you have a teammate and one day you don't. And Anthony Ho'opi Tuianatona is no longer with your team. What's the reaction with the team when something like that happens?
It's just like, I mean, like we all go to the field the next day and like it's quiet a little bit. And, Hoopy walks in, we all give him hugs and wish him luck. But it does suck. He was our upper ender elite pitcher, one of our go-tos. And it sucks losing a guy like that. But at the end of the day, like you said, it's business and we can't control that. We're not GMs. We don't play GM. So we just go on about our business. We get a new pitcher and we roll with him.
Well, I mean, it creates an opportunity for somebody. And Seth Clark pretty well, and he seems to be having a nice season, and maybe he might be the next guy up for closing out some games. What do we need to know about Seth?
That's the stud. Yeah, I mean, you're spot on. Like when a guy leaves, another guy needs to step up, and he's a guy that's stepping up. And last night he came in a good situation and he shoved, and he's just a guy that he's a filthy lefty that comes from a nasty angle. Good fastball, good changeup, good slider, and he's a stud. He competes as well. Like pitches his ass off every time he gets on that mound, and we love it. We love playing defense behind him.
He's a big guy. I mean, he seems like might have some intimidation factor behind him.
Yeah, no, he is. He's one of those guys where like you walk up to the plate on the other team, you're like, dang, I don't want to face this guy, and it's good to have him on.
Hey, let me ask you this, because it's real early to do that. I mean, we're just getting into May, so we're nowhere near trade deadline stuff or anything like that. But when something like this happens, and when you're a prospect like yourself, where you're kind of running in top 30s or maybe, at least top 50s for Rangers, and obviously you're having a good season, in the back of your mind, is there ever the thought of, I could be part of some deal? I mean, maybe one day I'm going to walk in this clubhouse and hug everybody because an opportunity has come up for the big league team, and all of a sudden you're in a different organization. Do you guys think of stuff like that?
Truthfully, like personally, I really don't. It's like I would love to be a Ranger my whole life, whether it's like, whether it's 10 years, whether it's 20 years, whether it's 30, who knows? But like, it's never like you don't go to the clubhouse and be like, man, I want to get traded, or like, it's like, hey, it could be me. It could be me. Like, you don't know. Like, I've never played that game. Like, there's been thoughts. Every person in minor league or pro history has thought about getting traded. Like, I wonder what it'd be like. But at the end of the day, it's like, we don't go in the clubhouse and be like, oh shoot, like Jacob deGrom's on the block. It could be us. It could be, that we don't, we don't play that. We don't play that game, or at least I don't personally. I love being in this organization. It's such a great organization. They've done so great to me.
Yeah, it just seems like John and I say it all the time, and we probably said it the first time you were on. Like, there are no like pricks, no jerky players. It just seems like everybody's awesome to deal with from a journalist perspective. Everybody's great.
Yeah, no, it starts with our 3 commands: like be a good teammate, dominate the fundamentals, and compete with passion. And CY's been big on those ever since he's got here, and it seems like it's been well said to everybody in this organization.
Is it different this year in the organization, knowing that the Texas Rangers are the reigning World Series champions? It felt different to me at spring training, and it feels that was the first time I think it really hit me. It's different.
I mean, yeah, you beat me too. I was going to say it started in spring training, and I think it's great to win one, but it's at the end of the day, it's like, the Rangers are a team to beat from here on out. So it's like we need to work even harder and take things more serious. And it was game on the second everyone walked into spring training. So
yeah, and then you mentioned nothing when we were talking. Nothing's better than Bruce. So what is your? I mean, he's a former catcher, so you guys can probably speak the same language. What have your interactions been like with him?
I've talked to him a few times. Great firm handshake the first time I met him. Big guy. But he's just one of those guys where it's like, he walks around a room or he walks around some a meeting or something. And it's like, wow, like the respect that this man has in the baseball world is insane. Like what he's accomplished, what he's done, who he is, how he coaches. It's amazing. And the one-on-one conversation I had with him was me going back from big league camp to minor league camp, sat in his office for a little bit, and just gave me some good words of advice. And yeah, he's just a great guy, and he's someone you want to play for. And I'm looking forward to that when or if the opportunity comes. So,
okay, all right. Well, we as you recall, I asked the baseball. John asked the fun stuff. Not that we haven't had fun, but yeah. John's turn to ask.
Well, we've already had him on, so my first part's always about growing up, high school, playing the other sports, favorite kind of foods, doing that. Now we're going to get a little more into. You've been a pro for a couple of years. You've been from the organization AA down into rookie league or whatever. We're going to start talking about some teammates, and you're going to tell me some like who's the best dressed guy you've been around since you've been in here. Who's the best dressed?
Cooper Johnson, without a doubt. He comes in with a great fit every single day, and whether he's playing or whether he's not, he's easily by far the best dressed player and teammate we have.
Okay, who's the funniest? I mean, who is the guy cracking the jokes? And he is just who's doing that?
I'm not a me guy. I'm not a selfish guy. I'm very selfless, but I'm gonna have to go me.
All right,
I can see that.
I think that's the first time I've answered me for a question in a very long time.
That's all right.
It kind of feels weird, but I'd be lying if I said anyone else. But Emiliano Teodo's up there for sure. For sure, he's a candidate for that question.
He's fun. He's funny too, huh?
He knows English. Like if you guys had a podcast with him or an interview with him, he's shy and he pretends like he needs a translator. He knows English. So next time you guys talk to him or whatever, talk to him in English, and he'll try to play the shy game, but just go at it.
I tell you what, when we had media day out there, you're right, because he used Carlos as the translator, but Abby Ortiz battled through with his English, and I respect those guys so much for learning our language and trying to do that.
Coming to a new country and them learning and them taking English classes with the Rangers, them just learning English day by day. It's pretty awesome because, you know, it feels the other way around. Like I'd feel sometimes at first I'd feel uncomfortable getting into a Latin country and perfectly learning their language. I know Spanish pretty well, but like to the extent of having a full conversation quick, it takes months to a year. So respect guys. And
Yep.
Okay, who's the prankster? Anybody that pulling pranks? Is that you?
Yeah, I actually did one yesterday, which is funny.
Good. That's what I want to hear. What'd you do?
I am a prankster. I like to lie a lot, like jokingly, not like real lie, but like yesterday we had some rain in the forecast, and we're all chilling in the clubhouse, and I was like, dude, it's pouring outside. And everyone's like, shut up, be quiet, be quiet. No, it's not. And I was like, I'll be back. So I walked away for about a minute to see if I'd go outside. Went to the hot tubs and like soaked my shirt, soaked my head, my hair. And I ran in. I was like, bro, I told you guys it's pouring. And they just, started laughing. And they're like, you're a clown, that kind of stuff.
Attaboy.
That's the way you do it, though, man.
Yeah,
you don't let it die till you get somebody hooked on it.
Yeah, and I'll pull one every single day. Like pull something every day.
Okay, I got one for you. I love to give good pranks, and I love to give like pranks that are these are going to crack you up. So what you need to do is you need to target one of your teammates, but you got to get everybody else in on it. Okay. So what you're going to do, you tell everybody, I'm about to tell a joke. It's the stupidest, not even make sense joke. I think the one I'd always use is there's a woman comes home late at night and she walks in her bathroom. She hears a noise and there's a seal, like a baby seal in her bathtub. And the first thing she thinks is, I didn't go to Walmart. That's the joke. It makes no sense. Yeah. And everybody crack up like it's the funniest thing they've ever heard. And you can watch that one guy who's laughing because he doesn't want to be left out, but he can't he's trying to you can see the hamster running while he's going, okay, I don't think I get this. I don't think
that's funny because I've seen like videos on like, social media of like, a famous like influencer, going to a store and like crack a joke to somebody and it makes zero sense. And he's like, yeah, like they start laughing. He's like, yeah, you get it. And he's like, yeah, it's so funny. And he's like, explain it. And like they get lost. It's so funny.
Well, when you get all your teammates dying laughing about it, and then you keep going back, no, listen, he didn't go to Walmart. It's not Walmart, and they're still just sitting there. I've seen it. I've played it many times.
Yeah, okay. John's a big social media influencer.
Yeah, right.
Heck yeah. There we go.
Okay. So you guys are traveling. So let's say that you're traveling. You get in the back alley somewhere and it looks like it's going to go down. You meet some thugs or something. Who's the guy you want? What teammate you want sitting next to you in a back alley fight?
I want Scott Capers. Scott Capers is one of them. He's definitely up there. Trying to think of a taller, larger guy on our team. But Scott Capers with his confidence in the fighting world, I want Scotty K with me. And
okay.
Does he have a fighting background, or is he?
Yeah. No. He just like he has that mentality. Like he'll beat somebody up. Like doesn't matter what they do, what they say. Him and I'll go Robbie Alstrom too. Yeah, we'll go Robbie and Scott for sure. I'll go to war with them.
All right.
Okay, so you guys get on a bus ride. You guys usually ride a bus in AA, and you've done it on the lower leagues too. What are you usually doing on a bus ride? You got about 6 hours to kill, or you guys playing cards? What are you doing?
Yeah, we actually this last road trip from Corpus Christi. We didn't get home till like 4 a.m, but like during the whole night, we were playing a game called Mafia. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that.
I've played it many times. It's fun.
There it is. Yeah, it takes up so much time, and it's pretty fun. I don't think that game will ever get old. Like, I like to play that game as long as I play. It's just
what is Mafia?
One of those games that just takes up time. It's fun.
Like one guy's the hitman, one guy's is that the deal?
Yeah, there's 3 Mafia members. There's 2 cops. There's 1 nurse, and it's just like you put a whole scenario out, and like
you're all in a big circle looking at each other, and you're trying to figure out who's who.
Yeah,
so it's not a card game.
No.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, no.
We do like playing cards though in the locker room a lot. I'm a big cards guy. A lot of us, like me, Chavez, Frainier Chavez, Kellen Strom, we all like playing cards.
All right.
All right. Okay. So are you binge watching anything right now?
Am I what?
Binge watching anything?
Like just watching like shows or like?
Yeah. Something you're watching that.
Honestly, no. I'm not really a big show guy, a big movie guy. I'm more into movies than shows. But like, obviously, I don't really think there's been any movies out lately in the theater. I haven't like really looked. But like, if it's like late night, like if I need to turn something on, it'll just be like a random movie. There's nothing really. The one show I watched honestly lately was like, Is It Cake? I don't know if y'all heard of that one, but like, like there's people that like make a cake and like they make something similar to a cake and they're like ask the other person like that, like the people that are playing, like, is it cake or not, and they'll cut into it and it's like actually a cake or it's like actually not, like it's like for example, like a shoe, like you have
It looks like a shoe. I've seen that. One of them looked like a puppy, and it looked like a puppy dog. I mean, it looked like is this a statue?
They're so talented on making cakes that are like other objects. It's crazy.
Huh. And then like so this little puppy laying there. I mean, it's not real, but could it be just a statue?
Is it cake?
Is it cake? Yeah. And then they cut into it, like cut the eye out, and it comes out. It's like this cake. I mean, I've seen that. Okay, so you know what? We're getting one more in here. Out of all the stadiums between low A, high A, double A, what is the nicest? And you can't use your home stadium.
I was literally just going to turn the camera the other way right now and just show you the field.
We'll do that anyway. Show us your view from where you live.
Yeah, look at the guys. Look where they live at. Look at that. That's right. Frisco. That's right down the.
So that's in right field.
This is in right field. So some of us live here, some of us live right there behind the scoreboard, and some live right there, those behind third base.
Yep.
Do they have an entry in the right field corner, or do you have to go all the way around to the left field corner?
So right here, right in front of me, is the away side. So we got to walk around the scoreboard, and our side's on the left field side.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So besides Frisco or Hickory or Down East, what is the nicest away stadium you've been to?
Honestly, I'd have to go between two. I'd go Winston-Salem, the Dash. Very, very nice stadium. It's so sick, and clubhouse was all right, but the field itself was great.
Does Wake Forest play its games there, or do they?
No, they have their own field, but I'm pretty sure like they'll do like maybe like a series or one game there for a year or something.
Okay, I got you. All right.
The other one's Wichita. It's actually my first, our first away series this year.
Actually, your opening series. Yeah.
And such a sick stadium. The clubhouse, the cages, overall, that's probably the nicest one I've been to.
Cool.
The wind surge.
Yeah. I've heard all these guys, when I talk to them, they're like, "Oh, San Antonio is the worst field." So we go there.
It's pretty bad.
We go there in, I think, 2 weeks. So we play at Amarillo, and then we're home against Midland. Speaking of Midland, my brother-in-law is on that team, so that's pretty cool.
Oh,
yeah. And then we go to San Antonio.
The Ryan Sanders group, Nolan Ryan's group, they've bought 25% of the missions.
Okay.
And so I think they're trying to do some work on the ballpark. But
that's all I've heard. Yeah, I've never been there. I got to experience it, but that's what I've heard. Even you.
Everybody says it's awful.
Yeah.
And I think everybody knows it. That's why they no longer. They used to be a AAA city, but now they are not. Yeah.
Yep.
So
I didn't know that.
There you go.
Anything else?
No. Nothing else. Sweet. Who are your roommates?
I have Kellen Strom. That's my roommate. Usually, a lot of us are. I think it's just the apartments are 2 people, and then there's there's one house, and there's a townhome that has multiple people, I believe.
Okay.
And the married people, usually married couples, will be together or something.
Correct. And I think we have three guys on the team with kids, and like usually they sometimes will get put together, and so.
All right, cool.
All right,
awesome. We'll keep up the good work.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
We'll be able to see you here soon. We're just right down the road.
Absolutely. So. We've been meaning to get out there, and you've been out for media day. I didn't get a chance to get out there, and it's just I got a kid in college trying to get him home and all of that. So, all right, guys, that's Cody Freeman. Cody, we know that on off days or even your schedule's busy no matter what. You guys are playing tonight, so it's not an off day. But we appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk to us. And certainly appreciate you coming on, buddy.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me very much. Y'all have a good
All right,
one.
we'll see you soon. See you soon.
Cody Freeman, we're going to go down in the bus leagues right after this. Okay, guys, Down on the Bus Leagues is brought to you by the Frisco Rough Riders, AA affiliate of the Texas Rangers. Jeff, what's going on in Frisco?
Well, as Cody just mentioned, they're in the midst of a homestand against San Antonio. This weekend, the 10th through the 12th, is Evan Carter weekend. Get out there and get your Evan Carter stuff. Friday, growth chart giveaway, always a big one for the kids. I know my kids are always measuring themselves. It's also fireworks tonight. Saturday, got the Evan Carter bobblehead. Sunday is the Evan Carter jersey giveaway. So that's like the t-shirt / jersey. It's also Mother's Day Sunday, so let's not forget about Mom. Kendra Scott is going to have a pop-up station. If you're anything like mine, if your wife is anything like mine, she loves her some Kendra Scott. Then they go on the road, come back on the 21st through the 26th against Midland, the Rock Hounds. They are the A's affiliate. So for more information, milb.com/Frisco.
All right, a big thanks to Cody Freeman for joining us right there. It is, folks, it is time to go down in the bus leagues. Brought to you, like we just said, by the Frisco Rough Riders.
Yeah.
We're going to start at Round Rock. We're going to go all the way down to down east. The Arizona Complex League has...
Yeah, they fired up too. You know,
I didn't.
They started early this year. It's I asked Josh Bonifay, the farm director, about it, and the teams voted on this, so they'll start a month earlier, end a month earlier. There are a lot of reasons for it, but a lot of it is the draft and trying to get guys onboarded and all of this stuff. It probably will be a little bit easier with them not having to worry about also playing a game, because they do all the onboarding in Arizona. So it's a way to, there's a 165 player limit now for minor league teams. So this gets a way to get the Dominican kids who've been in the DSL, to get them on, while still keeping a good group of them in the Dominican. So it's a balancing act, and this is the way the teams voted to go. And but anyway, yeah, they started up, and it's good. I mean, it's good to have more stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I didn't get my record on them yet. They just started. I've got a note from them, but we'll talk about that when we go to Hickory. First, we're going to go to AAA, the Round Rock Express. They are 19-16 right now. They are 7-3 in their last 10. Sean Anderson, you talked about, that's a guy that's.
Yeah, it's technically Jack Leiter's on the roster now too. So it's
they could make a 40-man move. There's some of these guys that they could probably slide over to.
Well, but yeah, when you look at the starting pitching, those are the two guys who I think would be candidates for starts in the big league level. Offensively, Sam Huff has 7 home runs. I was a little surprised he didn't get called up. Nothing against Jonathan Ornelas, but as the Rangers are talking about their woes against left-handed pitching, Sam Huff is a right-handed hitter. He could have DH'd, take all those DH at bats that Wyatt Langford was getting. I would have liked to have seen him get a chance. Big Huff guy. He's a big guy.
He can play first base in his pinch.
Yeah, I mean, he hits the ball a ton.
He hits it hard.
It just
when
seems
he
like
barrels, he barrels.
It just seems like there was a lot of opportunity there for him. Derek Hill, the outfielder, he's still hot. So Blaine Krim is kind of picking things up a little bit more. So all guys we like, all good guys. So anyway, that's what's happening down there. And Antoine Kelly is back. And
he's healthy.
That's significant. He's on the 40. He's on the 40-man. So maybe he becomes a relief option too.
Yep. And we're going down there.
We are going down there at we're 3 weeks away. Going to do a live show or two down there.
Yep.
Talk to players and just generally have a good time. Good people down there, led by Chris Almendaris. And we've had a relationship with them for a couple of years now. They're just it's a fun place to go watch a ball game. So if you're in the if you're in the Austin area and you've never been up there, get up there because it's a good time, and it's guys who are in the major league players who are going to be in the major leagues. So you're going out there and seeing a good group of guys.
And speaking of that, also another partner of ours, Frisco Rough Riders. They're a AA affiliate. They're 19-11, 7-3 of their last 10. We had on Cody Freeman, who's got 4 home runs with the team. He's got almost 800 OPS right now.
Yeah.
Catching a lot, but not this year. This year he's playing a lot of third base.
Yeah.
We already talked about that. Other guys there, they just lost their closer.
Yeah.
Not to injury. That's important. Not to injury, but he is no longer in the organization. He is while Robbie Grossman's on the big league club, and I can hear half of you screaming who did not want that trade. But that is baseball. That is how this works.
Yeah. Yeah. But Dane Acker had a rough one in his last outing, but he's still a guy. Josh Steven had a real nice start his last time out, so that's good. Aaron Zavala is heating up a little bit,
finally,
and after his year
Hatcher.
last year, Josh Hatcher was the Rangers minor league player of the month for April. So there are some good things happening down there. And they're 19-11, so winning baseball is fun.
Yeah,
and Frisco's playing pretty good.
Okay, high A Hickory Crawdads finally got some good information to come from there. They are not 11-18. They're 3-7 in their last 10. Now, when I say good things, I'm not. What I'm talking about is not necessarily the record, but Cam Colley's back.
That is good.
He hit 2 home runs in the ACL on, I guess, a rehab or whatever, and came back. And last night he led off the game with a home run.
Well, that's good, and
he is climbing up.
He had a great spring. He played a lot in Cactus League games as a fill-in. He even started some. He really hit the ball well. He talked about some swing adjustments he'd made. Just such a good kid, and so that's good. You're still seeing some guys struggle down there, though. Sebastian Walcott's a little marginally better, I think. Yason Morabel, they're all just kind of waiting for something to click. On the pitching side, again, Winston Santos is just fantastic. He was the Rangers' minor league pitcher of the month.
He's kept it going.
That's probably one of the easiest decisions they've ever had to make when deciding these things. He's doing a good job. Probably a little concern with Aiden Curry, who hasn't had a very good start, but the Rangers still like Aiden, and Mitch Bratt, he's still down there. Just guys kind of still searching. Jackson Kelly, a reliever, had a nice April and was the minor league reliever of the month.
All right, guys, we're going to go after that. We got to go down east. They are the low A affiliate, the Down East Wood Ducks. They are 13-16 overall. They are 4-6 in their last 10. And these are the first full season affiliates. These are a lot of really young guys and a lot of guys that are just drafted.
Yeah.
And some of them are college age that were just drafted.
Yeah, sure.
But this is getting used to a schedule that they have never played before.
Yeah, and there are some guys who repeat, and they kind of stand out. And Glider Figueroa,
yeah, he's been doing well.
He has 7 home runs, and that's pretty good. He's hitting .218, which probably isn't good, but he's getting on base. He's walking a lot. So there's progress there. Also, Marcus Smith has made some progress. He's still not hitting great in terms of average, but he has power and speed, and he was the minor league defensive player of the month. So kudos to him. I think this is honestly his second or third season there. He got hurt early in one of those years, but and Jesus Lopez continues to just hit the ball pretty well down there. The 18-year-old catcher from Venezuela. Interesting. I was talking to a scout on the international side, and those Venezuela kids, because of the political unrest and the visa issues and all that stuff, they will drive to Colombia, and so a lot of the scouting of Venezuelan players takes place in Colombia.
No
and it's pretty funny that it's like, oh, things are terrible in Venezuela, it's not safe, let's go to Colombia. Like if you grew up in the 80s, Colombia was like
that's where Pablo Escobar was.
cocaine central.
That's it.
And so it's kind of crazy that like all of a sudden, hey, let's go to the safe haven of Columbia. No. It doesn't add up to me, but
No.
it's pretty funny. But on the pitching side down there, you're gonna see a lot of guys who are starters who are like making relief appearances, but they're working on a starter schedule. They try to limit the innings on these guys, so they'll piggyback guys.
A lot of piggybacking. You're not going to see guys go
and they may switch. Like 1 week, one guy might start, the other guy might relieve, but that's where you come up with guys like Ryan Lobus and Alejandro Rosario, the kid from Miami, who throws it hard and you didn't know where it's going. Well, he kind of has an idea now where it's going. Colton Curtis, pretty good story, and an undrafted free agent. He's pitching really well. William Bormy, who's an international signee, pitching well. So a lot of guys down there who are pitching well. Yeah. But this low A level, it's just going to be a rocky ride, up and down, up and down.
Sure.
Just young players and then bringing players in, moving players around.
Is this their last year in Kinston?
It is. Yeah, they're going to move to Spartanburg with South Carolina. New stadium being built in Spartanburg.
All right, we're going to make a trip.
Well, yeah, we might have to, but
I'm talking about to Spartanburg.
Yeah.
Not Kinston. We're talking about next year. We may need to do a road trip. We need to plan a road trip and go to both Hickory and, I guess, Spartanburg or whatever they're called.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Because if they're within, what's weird, guys, we're in Texas. So in Texas, you think about traveling between states or whatever, but you go into any other part of the country and you might go between 2 states to 2 cities and you might be 2.5 hours away.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I remember going up into the Northeast and within an hour, I could go into 5 different states around, you'd go into Maryland and Delaware and Jersey, and, that stuff.
Right.
And you're like, it's all right here within a 15-mile radius, it seems like. And then in Texas, people are like, it seems like I drove 2 days to get across there. I'm like,
you probably did.
Yeah, if you went from one end to the other, you probably did, or from the far north to the south, you did.
Yeah.
So, but we need to do one of those. But hey, guys, we got some stuff coming up on the on Frisco. We can't announce it yet. We're going to get that all settled. But we are coming to Round Rock. We've told you about that. Anybody that's in the Round Rock area, around San Antonio, or Austin, anywhere around there, and you want to come see us, come on up. We may come out and have a cold beer with you. I'm
not against it. Yeah.
I'm not against it. We'll be working a little bit, but we won't be in the Ranger game doing that. But we'll just be keeping tabs. We want to meet you guys all the time. We appreciate everybody that has been a part of this from when we started this little thing right at the bottom. And Jeff started Rangers Today, and it's grown into what it is. We will need to keep growing, keep this thing going.
Let's keep it growing.
And it's been so much fun, but we want to meet y'all. We've always answered questions on social media, whatever. But that's going to be some fun stuff going up. Anything else? We get this one shut down and get it.
No, but it's worth mentioning down there in Arizona. It's early for sure, but there are 2 outfielders who were great last year in the Dominican. Jeremy Cabrera, he's already got 3 home runs, and then Braylon Morrell, who's another good one. But I mean, if you look
that's
at that,
a name that we've all kind of heard
but
of.
you kind of look at that outfield group in Arizona. Jose De Jesus, who is the other big signee, the Anthony Gutierrez year, I believe. Pablo Guerrero, who has the Guerrero bloodline. Maxon Martin, who was the 11th round pick last year, who the Rangers snuck in there right at the deadline to get him signed. So there's
what about the kid they signed the top pick of the international?
Yeah, he's Paulino Santana is going to be in the Dominican, and
I thought he was in the States.
No, they're not far either.
Okay,
they start in June. They're doing their extended program
we'll keep
right
up
now.
with those.
But pitching on the pitching side, Isaac Tiger is active and coming back from a little shoulder woe I think he had.
That's my guy to
Caden
watch.
Scarborough, who was a 6th round pick last year out of high school, is there. So there are guys who will come and rehab. Johnny Cueto, for instance, is on the DSL roster. Right,
I forgot they signed him
at age 38, and Rangers are gonna see what he's got. I mean, at this point, with what they're dealing with,
our buddy Danny Duffy.
Hopefully he gets stretched. Yeah, hopefully Cueto gets stretched out quick, maybe, and can be an option. But the Rangers don't know, so they're going to see what they got. But there's some talent down there, and might be fun to watch if you're in Surprise. And it's not too hot yet. So get on out there.
Absolutely. Guys, with this one, we're going to wrap it up, put it in the can.
Yeah.
Thanks for another great show. Thanks to Cody Freeman for joining us. It's always great for anybody to join us. We know what their schedules are like. They stop down and just get on with this nonsense we get on and bug them to death. But it's been a lot of fun. Rangers are coming back in town. They open the series with Colorado this weekend. For Jeff Wilson, I'm John Moore. Until next time, next week, guys, we'll see you at the yard.